The Normandy invasions, beginning on June 6, 1944, D-Day, standing for Designated Day, contrary to many alternate internet rumors, represents one of the single largest military maneuvers in history. One of the most iconic images of the invasion was that of a French beach covered in oppressive-looking metal crosses. So what were these crosses and what purpose did they serve? Czech hedgehogs, or to give them their official name, metal cross thingies, were originally designed to sit along the Czechoslovakia-Germany border as part of a massive fortification effort conducted in the 1930s. However, the hedgehogs never ended up serving their original purpose when the region was annexed to Germany in 1938. Germany then co-opted the innovative devices for their own uses. So what purpose did they serve? Put simply, if a tank or other such vehicle tried to drive over one, the result was inevitably it becoming stuck on the thing, and even in some cases having the bottom of the tank pierced by the hedgehog. When used on a beach like this, they also had the potential to pierce the hulls of ships approaching the shores if the tide was high at the time. On top of that, particularly the anchored variety of hedgehogs proved difficult to move quickly, as even massive explosions didn't really do much of anything to them. Speaking of anchored hedgehogs, it isn't strictly necessary for the hedgehogs to be anchored to anything normally. It turns out that tanks trying to drive over the unanchored ones had as good of a chance of getting themselves stuck just the same. In these cases, what would usually happen was the hedgehog would roll slightly as the tank tried to power its way over, with then the weight of the tank often causing the steel I-beams to pierce the bottom of the tank, completely immobilizing it. In fact, in testing, unanchored hedgehogs proved slightly more effective than their anchored variety against heavy vehicles. However, because of the tide issues in this case, to keep the hedgehogs in place, those closest to the water did have thick concrete bases anchoring them to the sand. Using about 1 million tons of steel and about 17 million cubic meters of concrete, the broken wall these Czech hedgehogs created was a much more viable option on the beaches than trying to create a solid wall over such a span, while also not giving the enemy forces too much cover as a more solid wall would have done. That said, while initially a deterrent, the hedgehogs ended up helping the Allies after the beaches were secured, as they proved to be a valuable source of steel and concrete that was repurposed for the war effort. For example, almost immediately some of the steel beams were welded to tanks, turning them into very effective mobile battering rams. The Soviets also made extensive use of Czech hedgehogs, often using the concrete to literally cement them in place in cities and along bridges to halt German armored divisions in their tracks. As you can imagine, just one of these in a narrow street proved to be an extremely effective barrier for heavy equipment that also left the enemy trying to get rid of it open to weapon fire.